Let go of the people from your past. They didn't make it into your future for a reason. If the people in your circle don't inspire you, it's not a circle. It's a cage. You can't heal in the same environment where you got sick. Be careful who you invest in, because some will use you as a stepping stone and then build their life with someone else. Don't stick with bad friends just because you've known them for years. Never give up. You don't know how close you are to success. You can't make progress if you only work on the days you feel good. In a world that thrives on noise and distractions, there's power in silence. The next move you make could change everything, but it's how you make it that truly matters. When you act in silence, you leave no trace, no hint, no anticipation. This isn't about being unnoticed. It's about being strategic. Being honest might not win you a lot of friends, but it will always attract the right ones. Your future depends on where your focus lies. More important than knowing who's right for you is the strength to walk away from the wrong ones. The longer you entertain what's not meant for you, the longer you delay what's coming. Say no to the desire for perfection, or you'll never be able to grow. Life's journey requires caution. People will change lanes without signaling. Never sacrifice who you could be for who you are now. You'll learn a lot about people when they don't get what they want from you. Stop being available to those who are only there when it's convenient for them. Choose your habits wisely. They shape your future. Never apologize for being real, because being yourself isn't something you should regret. Your body is the only one you get. Treat it with care. It's resilient, but it can only give you what you put into it. To change your life, you need to shift your priorities. If you wouldn't like something done to you, don't do it to others. Time determines who you meet. Your heart decides who stays, and your actions shape your future. Stop trying to change others. Change yourself or your environment or both. One of the biggest mistakes we make is assuming others think the same way we do. You can either live your life drawing boundaries, or you can live by crossing them. Your wounds may not be your fault, but your healing is your responsibility. You can't please everyone, so stop trying. Find contentment in yourself first. If you rely on others to make you happy, you'll be weak. Missing someone doesn't mean you need them back. Missing is just part of healing. Mistakes are a part of growth. Don't hide them. Own them, especially from yourself. Growth often comes with pain, but it's worth it. The future belongs to those who prepare for it today. Being true to yourself may lead to loneliness, but it's a sacrifice that's worth it. Facing your problems head-on is the only way to move forward. Hiding won't make them disappear. Never give anyone the chance to waste your time twice. Time is precious, and so is the company you keep. Don't cling to anyone, even your closest loved ones. People are both prisons and hiding places. Focus on your character, not your reputation. Your character is who you are. Your reputation is who people think you are. Let go of what no longer serves you, just like a tree shedding its dead leaves. You can't be happy with someone else if you're not happy within yourself. Stop waiting for others. Life is meant to be lived on your own terms. People who ask for the most are often those who offer the least. Be wise about who you ask for advice. Choose mentors who truly understand you. You won't understand the true value of a moment until it's a memory. If you go through a day without encountering any problems, you're probably on the wrong path. When you feel like you're hanging on by a thread, let go. Holding on to something that weakens you doesn't serve you. You can't make someone love you by giving them more of what they don't appreciate. Never make one person the center of your happiness, because when they leave, so might your happiness. You can't have everything. Learn to make the right choices and commit to what truly matters. Close doors that lead nowhere, not out of pride, but out of wisdom. The greatest gift you can give yourself is freedom from other people's opinions. You were born with 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them in that proportion. Action brings more clarity than thought. You can't think your way into a new life. You must act your way into it. If you're not resilient by now, life will only get harder. Never judge someone until you know their full story. You might think you understand, but you don't. Stop explaining yourself. You'll know when an explanation for your choices. Change comes when you break free from your comfort zone. Real growth starts when you stop blaming others and start taking responsibility for your life. You reclaim your power when you stop giving it away. Going back to your ex is like taking a shower and putting on dirty underwear. If a new chapter is to begin, the old one must end. Tell yourself that what's gone will never return. Nothing is irreplaceable. Your habits define your future. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. If you don't design your life, you'll fall into someone else's plan, and their plan isn't about you. Chasing happiness only leads to misery until you realize that happiness is a journey, not a destination. The more seriously you take yourself, the unhappier you'll become. Never hate jealous people. They think you're better than them. Don't complain about things that are in your power to change. Blaming others gives them the power to control your life. Never seek sympathy. It won't bring you the people who truly care. The ones who matter will be there for you, without needing proof. Forgive in silence, and never speak to them again. Self-care is recognizing that you shouldn't make permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. Stay away from narcissists. They don't play by the same rules. They will drain your energy slowly. So protect your peace. Embrace the present moment as if it's exactly what you've chosen, and work with it, not against it. Treat it as a friend and ally, not an enemy. Doing so can transform your entire life. You can't force people to love you the way you love them. The only time you should look back is to appreciate how far you've come. Discipline yourself, honor your promises, and reward yourself. This builds trust and keeps you motivated. When you work in silence, no one knows where to strike. Clocks show time, but time reveals people. Realizing you're not where you want to be is the first step in changing your life. You must challenge yourself. Growth only comes when you step beyond your comfort zone. Actions speak louder than words. People show you more than they'll ever say. Your life gains meaning when you're willing to take on deep responsibility. If you don't heal from past hurts, you'll end up hurting others who didn't cause your pain. No matter how much good you do, people often remember your mistakes more than your kindness. Don't expect people to always do the right thing. They usually act out of self-interest, not morality. Don't quit. What you're hoping for might come at unexpected times. You can't change someone who doesn't see a problem with their behavior. Failure is a guide, showing you what isn't the right way. Stop overestimating others and underestimating yourself. Allow pain to visit you, learn from it, but don't let it overstay. If someone looks down on you or treats you with contempt, remove them from your life. Most of the time, you'll have to grow up by yourself and swallow the pain. Commitment gets you started, consistency takes you forward, and persistence keeps you going. Sacrifice today for a better tomorrow, and be willing to endure pain because it's a message of growth. Sometimes you have to take risks, though scary. They can open doors to what might have been. Sometimes life is hard not because you're a bad person, but because you didn't know when to stop being good to the wrong person. If you always think you're right, you'll learn nothing. The question is not who will let you, but who will stop you. You won't see the greatness ahead if you're constantly looking at the struggles behind you. Stop asking why others continue certain behaviors, and ask yourself why you keep allowing it. Be mindful of whom you trust. Salt and sugar look the same. Don't blame a clown for acting like one, but ask yourself why you keep attending the circus. Don't take criticism from people you wouldn't take advice from. The quickest way to gain confidence is to do what you fear. Never keep people in your life who don't respect you as much as you respect them. Boundaries won't make you lose friends. They'll help you shed pretenders and manipulators. Your past is an opportunity to learn and grow. Don't discuss your problems with someone incapable of solving them. You're free to choose, but not free from the consequences of your choices. Avoiding failure means avoiding success too. Change is hard at first, chaotic in the middle, and beautiful in the end. You're defined by what you do, not by what you say you'll do. If someone tells you that you can't, it shows their limits, not yours. There are two things to keep in mind. Take care of your thoughts when you're alone, and your words when you're with others. A man without a vision for his future is destined to return to his past. Stop doing things for someone when you realize it's expected rather than appreciated. Expecting fairness from the world simply because you're fair is like expecting the lion not to eat you because you didn't eat him. Don't raise your voice. Improve your argument. Change is inevitable, but progress is a choice. Don't hold on to your mistakes just because you invested a lot of time making them. Leave when a promise turns into an apology. Your best teacher is your last mistake. You'll never be criticized by someone doing more than you. You'll only be criticized by those doing less. A repeated mistake is a decision. Sometimes you can make all the right choices, but everything falls apart anyway. The key is to pick up the pieces and keep moving. Spend time alone. It's crucial for your well-being. Anger is the punishment you give yourself for someone else's mistake. Mistakes don't define your character. How you react to them does. Without trying, ability can get you to the top, but character is what keeps you there. Trust is built over time, but can be lost in an instant. If you don't fight for what you want, don't cry for what you lose. Set a goal so big that you have to grow into the person capable of achieving it. Be aware of the people in your circle, but more importantly, those in your corner. Life gives you many chances to screw up, but with that comes just as many opportunities to get it right. The need to be better than others is often the reason you aren't. Your progress doesn't need validation from others to be real. Don't go through life. Grow through life. We don't walk away to teach others a lesson. We walk away because we've finally learned ours. Stop being considerate in situations where you aren't even considered. There are two ways to do things, right and again. If driven by fear, anger, or pride, nature forces you to compete. But when guided by courage, awareness, tranquility, and peace, nature will serve you. If you constantly ask yourself if something is worth it, maybe it isn't. A person must be old enough to recognize their mistakes, smart enough to learn from them, and strong enough to correct them. Teach your heart to accept disappointments, even from those you love. With maturity, you'll realize that silence speaks louder than proving a point. Someday is an illusion for some people. It's every day for others. A man who stands for nothing will fall for anything. Once a problem is solved, its simplicity becomes apparent. You can't control someone's loyalty, no matter how much you do for them. Trust only what you can see, and be careful who you listen to. Learn to be content and happy with yourself. If you need others to make you happy, you'll become weak. Don't let emotions control your life, whether they're your own or someone else's. Don't let yesterday consume today. If you want to know who controls you, look at who you're not allowed to criticize. The start is what stops most people. Don't change yourself just to please someone else, unless that someone is you. Never expect more respect from others than what you give yourself. What worries or pains you now won't last forever. Everything changes with time. It will pass. Don't borrow what you can't afford to replace. Actions reveal who someone really is. Words only show who they pretend to be. Chasing a person doesn't build value. You earn your value by practicing morality and dignity. Don't blame others for your problems. And don't expect things to get better if you keep blaming. Forgiveness doesn't make the person who hurt you feel better. It makes you feel better. Sometimes the right path isn't the easiest one. Knowledge comes with a price. It demands your full attention. Only those with discipline truly experience freedom. Without it, you're a prisoner to your emotions and impulses. Life will keep presenting the same lessons until you learn them. Just because the boat rocks doesn't mean you should abandon ship. Speak only as much as you need to, and do no less than what you would wish you'd done. Sometimes, the choice you make isn't as important as making a decision and sticking with it. Don't let others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. Thinking is hard, which is why so many resort to judgment. Live in reality, not in the fantasy of what you wish things were. Never act in a way that would require you to lie about it later. You can't truly know someone until you share a home with them. Never marry anyone without living together first. Everyone will face a crossroad in life, a moment when the past must be let go and the future must be embraced. Clinging to what's out of reach is the only regret you'll carry. A broken heart is simply the growing pains that prepare you to love more fully when the right person comes along. Commitment breeds hope. Honoring that commitment builds trust. The way others treat you reflects who they are, not who you are. Listen with the intent to understand, not to respond. Be the person you needed when you were younger. Remember, the answer is always no until you ask. Never make decisions in anger, and avoid promises made in moments of happiness. Today is the tomorrow you once dreamed about. No matter how good you are, someone will always see you in a negative light. You can never fully know another person, no matter how close you are to them. If you need more than one hand to count your true friends, you might want to reconsider what friendship means to you. No one ever gets tired of loving. They get tired of waiting, of hearing lies, of assuming, of saying sorry, and of being hurt. Some people will talk to you only in their free time. Others will free their time to talk to you. Learn to recognize the difference. If you give up too easily, your life will be marked by missed opportunities. Privacy is power. What others don't know, they can't take from you. Don't waste time dreaming of what could have been. Invest your energy in the present, where true change can happen. The world doesn't owe you anything. It's too vast to notice your individual struggles. Not everyone will understand your journey or share your beliefs. You are walking your own path, so never change for others. Sometimes, the strongest people are those who smile through silent struggles, who cry behind closed doors, and who fight unseen battles. Your path may be harder because your calling is greater. Everything will work out in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. People will disappoint you, so never put all your trust in anyone. Hard work doesn't guarantee success, but laziness almost always guarantees failure. You will never be happy if you constantly seek validation from others. Anything you stop fearing will stop controlling you. The pursuit of perfection is a fool's errand. Aim for progress instead. Your self-worth is non-negotiable. Never settle for anything that diminishes it. Be mindful of what you tolerate, because you're teaching others how to treat you. You won't ever be 100% sure of a decision, but it's always better to make one than to do nothing. Learn to say no without guilt. It protects your time and energy. Happiness cannot be chased. It's a state of mind, a way of living. Maybe you're not healing because you're trying to be someone you were before. That person no longer exists. There's a new you being born, and it's time to nurture them. There will always be someone who doesn't see your worth. Don't let it be you. You learn nothing from life if you always think you're right. No one owes you anything. You must earn what you desire in life. There are things we don't want to face, but we must accept them. There are people we can't live without, but we sometimes have to let them go. What you want requires consistency and discipline. Life can change in an instant, so don't take what you have for granted. Be grateful and use what you have to do good. The worst enemies are those who wear the mask of a friend. The actions of people reveal their true thoughts. Never make decisions based on your lowest moments in life. Only put off until tomorrow what you would be willing to die having left undone. The harder life becomes, the faster you'll reach your goals. Excuses won't solve your problems. Take responsibility, learn from your mistakes, and move forward. Surround yourself with those who expand your mind, not just your circle. Avoid decisions made in anger or promises made in happiness. You will never understand the damage you cause until it's done to you. Be careful who you allow into your life. Some will drain you and then blame you. Maturity is knowing when you have the power to destroy someone who wronged you, but choosing to walk away and let life handle it. You can only control yourself. Be humble enough to know you can lose everything, but confident enough to rebuild it. Every time you try, you're making progress. Focus on self-improvement so much that you have no time for criticizing others. Wise people stop overthinking once they realize that the best decisions are often based on gut instinct rather than pure intellect. Everything begins and ends in your mind. What you give power to has power over you. Excuses are easy to make. Finding a way takes courage. Life won't wait for you to be okay. So don't let others treat you poorly just because you love them. Every lie you tell creates a problem you'll have to solve later. Do the right thing now. A person who believes in themselves needs no validation from others. Sometimes, it's necessary to miss someone without wanting them back. Life is tough, but that's how you grow. Some people are meant to be in your heart, but not in your life. The only way to feel better about yourself is by doing things worth feeling good about. Sacrificing long-term joy for short-term pleasure only leads to regret. Don't be afraid to set boundaries in relationships. If someone walks away, it just means they weren't meant for you. Life becomes simpler when you can forgive the apology that was never given. The first step towards change is deciding that you won't stay where you are. Slow progress builds character, but fast success often builds ego. If you don't separate from your distractions, they'll separate you from your goals. Doing what everyone else does guarantees mediocrity. Don't lose yourself by tolerating too much from people you want to keep. Focus on creating the life you want, not distracting yourself from the life you have. When your intentions are genuine, it's not you who loses people, it's them who lose you. Knowing yourself means you'll never fear missing out on things that weren't meant for you. The easiest way to ruin your self-confidence is by constantly breaking promises to yourself. Stop living in the past. Your future depends on the choices you make today. You grow by accepting the truth about yourself. All failures are temporary as long as you keep trying. Don't blame others for your problems. They don't control your happiness unless you let them. Blind trust often leads to betrayal. The only person who truly needs to understand you is you. Life gets better when you stop assuming you'll have more time later. Be proactive today. The first to apologize is brave. The first to forgive is strong. And the first to forget is happiest. No single thing, no goal, no achievement, no relationship will solve all your problems. But when you give your best, you always win. You have the power to set your own standards and define your path. Discover your why, the reason behind your ambitions. Your why is the foundation of your goals and the driving force behind your actions. Owning your problems can often reduce more suffering than it creates. Be authentic, speak your truth, because those who judge you don't matter, and those who matter won't mind. When you speak, you're only repeating what you already know. But when you listen, you open yourself to new insights. Never date someone you wouldn't also be friends with. The more lessons you can learn through others' experiences, rather than your own, the better. Healing often starts with taking an honest look at your role in your own suffering. Challenge yourself. Growth only happens when you step outside your comfort zone. Ignoring red flags in others because you want to see the good in them will cost you in the long run. Peace isn't about being in a place without challenges. It's about staying calm in the midst of them. Avoid those who use their pain as a reason to hurt you. Don't reveal too much about yourself. Many people don't care, and some may even wish for your failure. Remember, when you react impulsively, you give away your power. Perfectionism and procrastination are both diseases, and action is a cure. Go where you're appreciated, not just tolerated. Fix your body before anything else. A weak body reflects a fractured mind, a lack of willpower, discipline, and poor life choices. Sometimes, disconnections are blessings in disguise. True success isn't about seeking validation. It's about seizing opportunities, proving your capabilities, and achieving your goals despite the obstacles. When you encounter someone smarter than you, collaborate, don't feel intimidated. Never expect to get what you give. People's hearts aren't always like yours. Your mental state shapes your experience of life. So prioritize your mental health as much as your physical health. Exercise your mind with new challenges and positive self-talk. Life is difficult when we take for granted what comes easily. Don't let loneliness push you into making temporary decisions with long-term consequences. Once you're on the right path, you'll stop being offended by everything. Your time will be better spent on meaningful pursuits. Growth requires a willingness to keep learning, even when it feels dull. Keeping your personal life private is an essential act of self-care. Find relationships where simply being yourself brings joy to the other person. One of the most dangerous things you can do is compare your life to someone else's. It's not a race, it's your journey. Failure isn't the end. It's just a detour on the road to success. Just because you can't see the purpose in a tough situation doesn't mean there isn't one. When you believe, your mind will find a way. Embrace the long game. Patience is your ultimate advantage in the game of life. Your future needs you, not your past. Staying true to yourself may lead to loneliness, but it's worth it. Jealousy will pull others down. Don't be surprised. It's normal. Change can be scary, but staying stuck in the same place is even scarier. The truth is, everyone will hurt you. You just have to find those worth suffering for. When everything seems easy, you're probably on the wrong path. The magic you seek is hidden in the work you're avoiding. Discipline is key. Keep your promises to yourself, reward yourself, and trust in your ability to motivate yourself. Life is defined by the opportunities we seize, and even those we miss. When you build in silence, Your plans remain untouchable. Pain leaves you only when it teaches you something. Some lessons require repetition. Staying calm in a crisis is crucial. It doesn't mean suppressing your emotions, just not letting them control you. The more you dwell on the past, the less your future will shine. The only real failure is not trying. The only rejection is not asking. If you don't learn to say no, your yes means nothing. People want you to succeed, but often not as much as they want to succeed themselves. Stop overestimating others and underestimating yourself. Giving power to those you blame for your problems only weakens you. Life has a way of working itself out, even when it feels impossible. Never sacrifice your potential for your current situation. You don't need to prove anything to anyone, not even yourself. Luck favors those who work hard. Good things don't come to those who wait. Don't make anyone the center of your happiness. When they leave, you'll be left empty. When you feel like giving up, remember why you started. Never put relationships before your goals. You may lose both. You can love more than one person, and you don't need to worry when someone leaves. It's often for the best. You'll have to make practical choices about what you want in life and what you're willing to give up. If you don't, life will force those choices upon you. Change happens when we break free from familiar. Failure guides us by showing us what doesn't work. It's normal to feel discomfort after making the right choice. Some people will dislike you no matter how kind you are. Don't waste your time on them. Later often means never. Bad times can be a blessing, waking you up to the good things you ignored before. Never try to earn someone's sympathy. Those who truly care will show up when you need them. You don't need to prove anything to them. You can't make someone love you by giving them more of what they already don't appreciate. Most of the time, you'll need to endure pain and learn to grow on your own. Money doesn't guarantee happiness, but poverty can bring many hardships. Hiding from your problems won't make them disappear. Facing them is the only way to grow. Regrets last when you don't learn to forgive yourself and others. Time spent comparing yourself to others is wasted. People will take advantage of your kindness if you let them. Problems are rarely as bad as we think, or exactly as bad as we believe. Your obsession with happiness prevents you from finding it. Treat yourself as if you were someone you are responsible for helping. In your 20s, many relationships will end, but they're just learning experiences. Don't stress, they're practice. Your friends and family don't always know what's best for you. The greatest mistake is seeing yourself as weak. Don't let anyone treat you poorly just because you love them. Knowing when to mind your business and when to speak up takes time, but once you master it, life flows more smoothly. Take chances. Though it's scary, you'll never know what could have been unless you try. The secret to life? There is no secret. Whatever your goal is, you can achieve it with hard work. If you make yourself indispensable, you'll quickly find yourself unemployed. Never depend completely on anyone. Always be able to support yourself financially, mentally, and physically. A wise person learns more from their enemies than a fool does from their friends. We often walk away from our dreams out of fear of failure, or even worse, of success. You can't expect everyone to be good to you, but you can't be good at everyone either. In life's hardest moments, you'll see the true colors of those who claim to care for you. If you don't heal from your past hurts, you'll end up bleeding on people who never caused your pain. Never expect too much from anyone. Trust is earned, not freely given. Don't stay attached to bad friends just because you've known them for a long time. Often, our deepest wounds are gateways to the best parts of us, the ones that are hidden beneath the surface. People often prefer the good over the bad. So, if you're struggling, it can be hard to find someone to confide in. Ignoring pain only delays the inevitable, and when it hits, it will hurt more. When a defining moment arrives, you have two choices. Either you define the moment or the moment defines you. Stay away from narcissists. They don't follow any rules, and they will drain your energy bit by bit. You need to learn how to control your thoughts, just as you choose your clothes each day. This is a power you can develop, especially if you're eager to take charge of your life. No matter how much good you do, people will remember your mistakes more than your kindness. Life constantly asks us questions, and our actions provide the answers. Our job is to answer them well. Say no to the urge to be perfect, because that desire will stop you from improving. Regret comes when you prioritize those who don't prioritize you. It makes life harder than it needs to be. You must decide where you're going in life, because without a clear direction, you'll just wander aimlessly, only to find disappointment, frustration, and unhappiness. Dreams without goals are just wishes. When you feel like you're holding on by a thread, it's time to let go. You shouldn't be clinging to something that makes you feel that way in the first place. The truth is, negative experiences don't affect us as much as we expect them to, and the same goes for positive ones. We adapt to both quickly. Never overlook contempt. If someone treats you with disrespect, talks down to you, or makes you feel inferior, they will likely harm you in some way, emotionally, socially, or physically. It's time to remove them from your life. Even a joyful life will have its share of darkness. And without sadness, happiness would lose its meaning. You can't truly be happy with someone else unless you're happy with yourself. Don't fear life. Believe that life is worth living, and that belief will turn into reality. Holding on to grudges doesn't harm the people you dislike. It harms you. The only thing that makes a dream impossible is the fear of failure. You don't truly understand the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. Pain only stops being painful when we can clearly understand and visualize it. People's actions reveal who they truly are, not their words. Real growth comes when you begin to examine and correct your own behavior instead of blaming others. When you take responsibility for your life, you regain your power. If you don't understand why someone is acting the way they are, look at the consequences of their actions, whatever they may be, and use those to figure out their motivations. The greatest risk is avoiding risk altogether. In a world that's changing so quickly, the one strategy guaranteed to fail is playing it safe. Tomorrow never comes. It's always today. Remember, in a world that's always loud and chaotic, the quietest moves often make the biggest impact. Stay focused, stay strategic, and let your actions speak louder than words. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content. Until next time, keep moving silently, but make it count.